right? So this application forces you to define all of your rules so accurately, you're going to get blown away. But first of all, we want to start with the 20-second rule called walk the wheel. The reason why I say walk the wheel is because you want to start your session, so between 9 and 9:30 Eastern, the pre-market planning, you want to get into the right headspace. So what I mean by the right headspace is you need to understand how to trade. Right? So the way you trade this system and this application is by understanding and recognizing the 4 P's. So positioning, price, proof, and precision, right? So with positioning, what do we mean? Right? So I have mapped out structure, liquidity, and key levels, right? So the whole point of positioning is to master your key levels. So if you look at the trade I took on Monday, for example, this trade here, or this trade here in terms of execution, the only reason I was able to take this trade here and make the money I made was because of the blue zone. We were at a key level. The key level is key, right? The key level is key. That is positioning. So you want to commit to good positioning. Now we move on to reading price. When you read price, it comes from footprint charts. So you don't want to guess and you don't want to hope, right? If you struggle with any psychological problem, which typically then leads to you breaking your rules, it's because you do not have a good read of price. And so what we do is we look to eliminate that by actually getting you to read footprint charts in real time. So the application is going to be your hand-holding step-by-step guide in live market conditions so that you have the skill, understanding, and repeatable ability to kind of trade with footprint charts without hesitation. So that's what the price or price pillar is about. So you want to commit to reading price. Next is proof. So it's all well and good having footprint charts, but you need to know how to use them, right? You need to know how to use them. You need to know what this data is telling you. So for example, when I executed here, right? So scaled out, had 2 contracts left on MES. When I scaled out of this trade, right? Or sorry, when I entered this trade, what over here caused me to go long, right? In this case, that is market proof. So I need the market to prove the setup. No proof equals no trade, right? So you demand market proof and you commit to precision. Right. So in other words, what I mean is that when you hit a key level, there are steps that we follow inside of the key level. There is an execution protocol. There's an entry drill, a 4-step mechanical system you use inside of your levels to make sure you're entering right, entering tight, and entering at the right time after you have good reader price and good market proof. And you want to commit to that too. So once you have completed the framework, right, let me bring it down here. Once you have completed the framework, only then can you move on to part 1. Okay, so this is now where it gets even more exciting, right?